Larry, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Larry Brouder. I work with Kinetics Relocation. We are a global relocation company, operate in almost every country every year. So we're a little bit distinctive in that we have that level of a footprint because of some of the government and NGO work we do. We operate everywhere. And we also are a little bit different in that we have clients from one move a year through thousands of moves a year. So we have a really broad kind of spectrum of clients in our portfolio.
That's so interesting. I didn't realize that we kind of shared that and had that in common. Jacob Street's insurance products are available in 180 countries globally, and we have really small clients to Fortune 100 clients
Yeah.
as well. So that's neat.
It's hugely helpful for us to and in our partnership with you, it's one of the things that makes it work because we know that we can get requests for some very interesting areas, and so we know that we can reach out and find coverage that way, and that we won't usually stump you. And
Right.
we're the same in the way that we operate. We don't tend to get stumped on some sort of destination need.
What insurance product or how do you utilize Jacob Street?
Well, so we have a lot of housing needs, and we have a lot. We do a lot of shipping, and we have a lot of people just traveling just about everywhere. And so for us to be able to have a resource, especially in coverage like renters insurance, for instance, and covering people who may or may not know that they have that need or that obligation or that risk. It's things like that that help us to provide that on the fly.
Awesome. And then duty of care is frequently talked about these days. How do you incorporate that into your business? And how does
Well,
Jacob Street help with that?
and those are kind of two really interconnected things because as a global provider who also does domestic U.S. and U.S. inbound, outbound, and we want to make sure that we cover things that people don't necessarily think about. And the insurance aspect is not normally thought about. It's kind of like
Right.
get them there, watch the budget, stay compliant. But if you have a person who, goes to Florida and gets caught in a hurricane and they're, temporary living or their long-term rental or something like that, it's a pretty major thing. If a corporate client's name is on the lease, then it's a bigger thing.
Right.
So it's allowing for us to provide a resource that gives an additional level of protection to our clients that we couldn't do just as our own company. Because we can dot the I's and cross the T's on everything else in mobility, but we can't do that. So it's a great option for us to know that we can reach out and have that taken care of.
And don't you incorporate short-term secure into all of your temporary housing stays?
We do, and we do it automatically. And it's really something that it's almost like a selling point. So when we're talking to new clients and existing clients that don't have it, it allows us to go in and they gain confidence from that because they go, oh, well, I haven't thought of that as a need. And the automatic nature of it just allows us to set it up super easy. And so, being effortless, relatively inexpensive, and controlling risk, it's just a great option. It just really helps a lot.
And what's your experience working with Jacob Street?
Well, so I think we started working a number of years ago now. So
Probably 5 or more.
yeah. I didn't want to date I don't know anybody. I have gray hair, so I don't even know what I'm trying to cover. But from the onset, it was great because there's a very open communication. And to me, service delivery, and especially with what we do, a lot of stuff happens on the fly or the requests come in quickly. And a lot of things are urgent, especially lately, because companies
Right.
are saying, well, we weren't going to go, but now we're going to go. The country opened up, immigration opened up, the housing opened up, et cetera. And that communication and that kind of speed of response and being very open has made it very, very easy. So it's really helpful to us.
Oh, that's awesome. And then why is short-term secure an important part of your temporary lodging experience?
As I said before, it's something that we just automatically consider because we know that it provides a protection that isn't normally considered by the client, and so it just gives us a very easy to use option that's not cost prohibitive, that we can set up very easily, very simple setup. So and then the service, and kind of the background behind it, the rest of it, the administrative side and everything is super easy. So for us, it's kind of a no-brainer, to have that available at a price that nobody has sticker shock with, and it's worth doing it. It's something where people don't have the time to think about it. If you're in the midst of it, I've relocated with my family 6 times in 18 years, and
God bless you.
yeah, and well, God bless them for not, leaving me for moving so much. But just you don't. There are so many things spinning around you at that time,
Right.
and the logistics of it all, and new schools and household goods and things like that. And Kinetics can take care of those things, and taking care of the family and taking care of the logistics. But we can't prepare for snow in Texas that shuts down the power grid or creates water damage in a rental or things like that. So it's that level of security, it's that coverage that makes a difference.
Well, so what I find is you and I are both road warriors and we're both on the road a lot. Um, and when you're super stressed, like you are when you're traveling, but even more so when you're moving, just some things fall through the cracks. You might forget to lock the door. You might leave a window open. We have tons of people who leave the faucet running. The You aren't able to get to your dog and there's a big accident. Your child does something and something goes wrong. And it's nice just to have that layer of protection in place so that, like you said, you don't have to think about it. You're going through this traumatic experience of moving and relocating in an unfamiliar place. And even if your car gets broken into, your belongings are still protected.
Yeah, and especially with U.S. inbound moves. If I'm a foreign national coming into a place like Austin, Texas, or Houston, Texas, there's a lot to get used to, and
Right.
there's a lot to navigate, and so I want to open them up to being able to experience like that, and assimilate the local area, and start to understand and enjoy the culture, and I don't want them to worry if there's something that happens that they never could have prepared for, that may impact their short-term housing. We just don't want them to have to worry about it, and so Jacob Street allows us to have them not have that additional stress that they would have if they had to say, "Oh, geez, I have to protect this stuff, and I have to be paranoid about my environment and everything." No, you don't. It's covered. You can kind of experience and enjoy your surroundings and settle in.
Well, we greatly appreciate the partnership with Kinetics. We view it as a partnership. We love being a part of your growth, a small part, and just being able to work together and be strategic. And we love when you come to us with new ideas. Thank you.
Well, we'll keep them coming because we've been growing really well over the past couple of years, and we hope to continue that. The pandemic's flattened it out for everybody in the mobility industry, but we're seeing really, very positive signs. And so we look forward to partnering with Jacob Street, moving forward.
Awesome.